I mean, every game that you play, every game you play in Call of Duty, it stresses you out. Like, how you can't see the enemy, and I got red dots, and you can't even see the enemies in Call of Duty.
Tonight, from First Energy Stadium in
So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And trotting out there, their tall quarterback standing at 6. Here's Hernandez on first down. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Oh, a leap, and he will make the catch. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. That's some early fireworks on the first play from scrimmage.
The last fireworks I saw, July 4th, okay? Here they are celebrating the start of this game the exact same way. Explosive right out of the gate.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Hernandez. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive, INT. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Got an open man. It's Pringle. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 15-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown run. And the Bears will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. And they do exactly what they wanted to. Opening drive, they get into the end zone. They do it on the ground.
And not only is the person lugging the ball happy, of course, because he got it into the end zone. How about the offensive linemen and receivers who are blocking for him? They have to feel great about themselves, sticking it in the end zone on a running play.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game.
Well, the football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be.
He's got a man complete.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Back to throw. Hernandez completes a Mooney on the slant. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
Good work there on that completion. You know, once we made the move, Charles, from 4 preseason games down to 3, kind of tougher to know how to handle these games as a coaching staff. And they've decided they wanted to leave some of their starters out there. They said probably for this entire first half. Do you agree with that?
Ordinarily, Brandon, I wouldn't, but I actually do, and here's why. When we went from 4 to 3 in terms of preseason games, we left a bigger gap between the third game and the start of the regular season. So There's a lot of time for rust to build up, right, and some bad habits to form. I want these guys to play as much as possible in preseason and be ready to go when the season begins. So, yes, I'm all in favor of them getting some extra work here.
Flushed out right. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. Ready for the regular season with his second touchdown of the game. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Not a bad start for him. 2 drives for the offense, 2 rushing TDs.
Almost like he's in the percussion section in the band, isn't it? Got a little oomph, right? Got a little crash, got a little bang. He's got it all as he gets to the end zone. Second rushing touchdown, as you noted, on 2 drives. He's off to a terrific start.
Okay, you ready? Wait for it. Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. They've got the lead. He's a big reason why. Looking sharp so far.
And as we travel around the league, we see quarterbacks get it done in a variety of ways. But today's NFL does tell us one thing. If that guy doesn't play well, their team's not going to win. And right now he's got his team in the lead.
And now they'll look to extend that. He's got a man complete.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. First down, here's the run to Montgomery. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Hernandez to throw on second down. Flush to his right. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. It's their quarterback on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns as his guys are able to extend their lead.
Well, fans of old school football, they got to be loving this partner. All 3 drives so far have ended in a touchdown, and all 3 on the ground.
And when you say fans of old school football, count me in, because you just don't see ground games dominate the scoring by pounding the rock like this anymore. To me, this is refreshing.
Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. He's got to be. Now Hernandez on 1st and 10. He's going to let this go deep, back over the middle. It's caught at the 10. A huge play there for Chicago. 68 yards.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure's good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll run with Montgomery. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. They give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal.
That's good hard running right there on 1st and goal. That gets him down to the 2 and puts a lot more pressure on that deep.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. David Montgomery taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Bears will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Well, that was a quick drive. The passing game set it up, and then the running game finishes it off.
And how about how few plays it was to get it done, but they threw it downfield and then pounded it into the end zone. And as a former defender, I can tell you, it hurts just a little bit more when they run it into the end zone instead of throwing it.
A reminder, opening weekend definitely in sight now. Thursday, September 8th. Hernandez now throwing on first down. And off his back foot, he'll heave this one deep. Oh, a leap, and he will make the catch. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. Week 3 of the preseason is here. Everyone wrapping up their exhibition schedule. No games for the league on Labor Day weekend. And then it all begins. The 17-game regular season gets underway on the Thursday after Labor Day with the NFL kickoff game. In our game, expect to see the starters for at least one more drive. Something to look forward to as we get you back out to Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. To throw is Hernandez on first down. He's going to try and go deep again. He's got a man complete. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
Throwing on first down, Hernandez. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. A 20-yard touchdown. And the Bears are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Oh, that's a great throw right there. And this is why this organization felt like they could sign him in the offseason and give him the keys to the offense. His decision-making has been top-notch, and they're hoping to see a lot of these when the season officially gets underway.
The Chicago offense set to get started. On 1st and 10, Hernandez. He's going to float this one deep right side. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. A huge play there for Chicago. And even 70 yards. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart, because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
They'll try the middle with Montgomery. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the third quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spill an end.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. David Montgomery ready for the regular season with his second touchdown of the game, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible, but all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. He's been pretty solid. Here's Hernandez throwing to start the drive. He'll rifle this one deep right side. He's got a man complete. Touchdown, Chicago. Tajae Sharpe, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Bears get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere, where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say good night from Cleveland.
Today, from Soldier.
The Bears ready to go here in 2022. They've, of course, moved on from Justin Fields. Hernandez on 1st and 10. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Chicago. Equanimeous St. Brown, 75 yards. And the Bears are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own.
All right, give him 6 on that one. Touchdown pass, and his first one as the acknowledged starter. We all know the effort he put into all of this, the patience he had waiting around for his spot. Now he's taking that opportunity, throwing his first touchdown pass of the season, and he hopes that's the first of many, many more.
Their quarterback leading this offense back out. He's off to a hot start, completing his lone throw for the long touchdown pass on that last drive. And they'll try again here with a first down. Throwing to start the drive. Hernandez. He's going to go up top again. He's got a man complete. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you...
Touchdown, Bears! Cole Kmet from 21 yards away. And the Bears are an extra point away from drawing level.
That's the kind of throw that they're looking for right there, and that's a big reason why the management, the general manager, the head coach, they all believed in this guy going into the offseason and said to him, this is your time, this is your chance, and many more throws like that, and they'll all be walking around with big grins for the rest of the season.
Is their quarterback with this offense to take over once more. He's got 2 touchdown passes on his first 2 drives, and he'll try again here on drive 3. Throwing to start the drive. Hernandez. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. He's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. How about that? Their quarterback with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Bears are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
Oh, that's a big-time decision right there to tuck it and go. And he finds his way into the end zone. And in the preseason, as general manager, why do you believe in this guy? And he talked all about his arm and decision-making. Well, we certainly saw the decision-making there. Maybe an extra dimension that they didn't count on.
Coming up tonight, the first Sunday nighter of the new season. And how about these? Now Hernandez throwing to start the drive. Kmet has it. What a grab. And they'll get him down up past the 15. They were looking for a cushion from that end zone. He gave it to him. 15 big yards. So, Charles, we talk about the new man under center, and he comes into this game with an 8-5 record as a starter over his first 4 years in the NFL. But the difference now, this is the first time that he's been the opening week starter.
But you certainly talked about it. You alluded to it. He's shown flashes over.
He's got a man complete. Touchdown, Chicago. Equanimeous St. Brown, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Bears are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes. That's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah. Their quarterback in this offense heading back out to the field. He's already at 300 yards. Throwing to start the drive. Hernandez. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown. Equanimeous St. Brown. His way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Bears are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Okay, we need to double-check here with Marvin because he keeps all of our good stats. But what I've got is 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, and they've got a nice, healthy lead.
After the first drive, we thought things might be clicking. They're really clicking at this point. They're clicking about as much as they can click.
And right
I just said click a lot.
Yes, you did, but that's okay because the guy who's coordinating the defense trying to...
Their quarterback leading this offense back out. He's been unstoppable. Throwing to start the drive. Hernandez. He's going to let it go again. He's got a man complete. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Looking to throw. Hernandez. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Darnell Mooney, 34 yards. And the Bears are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Well, it's only week 1, CD, but right now this offense, they look in mid-season form.
And what we're seeing is the benefits of all their dedication in the offseason. OTAs, mini camps, preseason, you name it.
And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to do.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Hernandez now throwing on 1st down and firing a deep ball for Kmet. And incomplete on the deep ball. You talk more about this new quarterback, Charles. What are the challenges you see for him taking over as the week 1 starter?
Partner, you bring up the challenges. Let's go with what we know already. He's produced in limited opportunities, and we've also seen that he has a flair for...
And this will be caught at the 30. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
A first red zone opportunity the new year here as they come up now 1st and 10. That's into a crowd and intercepted. And the Niners are going to get it back here just shy of the 20.
Well, I mean,
guess that combined, if you spoke to both defenses, neither side has a lot to celebrate today. They haven't had a lot of stops, but that one right there, that's a big one because they stole points away with that play. And just as importantly, picked up a key stop on an offense that's been really impressive here in the early going.
So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. To throw is Hernandez on first down. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. Oh, a contested ball here, and it's going to be caught. A huge play there for Chicago. 55 yards. Prime example there of how his height can be an advantage. It makes it tough on some of these smaller defensive backs.
When they try and go through that type of a receiver to get the football, oftentimes that big body, that frame will block them away. And whether the receiver has to elevate or extend, now he has a clear path to the football with the defender usually on his back.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15. The CD, you've got Manny Kahue calling the shots for this offense. His second year as an offensive coordinator in the league. How do you see his crew on this side of the ball performing this year?
Well, partners, you and I both know, and everyone else around the league.
Touchdown, Bears! Cole Kmet, already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
Well, Charles, no matter what the prognosticators say before the season, whether they think you're going to be good, bad, or somewhere in the middle, you never quite know how week one is going to play out. But for them, it has been an impressive performance, and they are well on their way to a 1-0 start.
Yeah, it's a lot like opening up presents, isn't it, partner? You're not quite sure what's inside, but you're hopeful, right? In this case...
comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. And nobody in the stand. Here's Hernandez on 1st and 10. He's going to float this one deep right side. He's got him in, complete. A huge play there for Chicago. 68 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Back to throw. Hernandez. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great play there. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the 3rd quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it, pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. He's playing well. On 1st down, Hernandez. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Fair to say the secondary play, whichever side you're on, hasn't really been a glowing exhibition so far, but a nice job there to prevent a long completion.
I agree with you, but at some point, someone had to make a play and try and stop this exhibition of almost speed racing that we've been watching, huh?
Yeah, it has been quarterback and receiver dominated. Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
Hernandez on third down. And that will be incomplete as well.
Nice call by the defense there on third down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the ball.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. Now Hernandez throwing on first down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Equanimeous St. Brown, 30 yards. And the Bears are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their fourth quarter lead. I think all teams probably like seeing that schedule for the first time, looking at week one. Oh, good, we're at home. This is why you want to be home in week one. They're looking sharp.
And I agree with you totally. That's what you want. But there carries a little extra pressure with that as well, because you and I both know protecting the home field, winning your home games is paramount in this league.
To the field now come the Bears. Hernandez now on first down. And that'll be caught. It's St. Brown. Touchdown, Chicago. Equanimeous St. Brown, 48 yards. As his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. So still throwing here in the fourth quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers.
The Chicago offense set to get started. And they've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think to throw is Hernandez. On first and 10. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete. Under 4 to go now as they come up on second down. To throw again. Hernandez. He's going to take another shot here. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Equanimeous St. Brown, 34 yards. And the Bears have sewn this one up as they add to their lead here in the fourth. Well, CD, I mean, simply put, if anyone around the league wasn't paying attention to them to start the season, they will be heading into week 2. This has been an impressive week 1 performance.
They've certainly announced that they are ready to go, haven't they? They wanted to send a message out to the rest of the league. You better put your eyes on us. We may be someone you have to reckon with.
And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. Throwing on first down. Hernandez. He's going to try and go deep again. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Equanimeous St. Brown, 47 yards. And the Bears add another 6 points to what's going to be a blowout victory.
Well, Charles, in this win, they've really just had one speed, and that's been all out. They're still driving the ball downfield despite the circumstances and the big lead, and they just continue to find ways to get into the end zone with ease.
They're certainly in that zone where almost everything they try is successful and often leads to...
The Bears offense out there set and ready to go.
Here's Hernandez throwing to start the drive. He's going to go up top again. And that is incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
He's going to let it go again. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete. But the contact is going to move the ball well downfield.
Well, CD, that helps the home team as they try to erase this deficit. Give them the penalty for pass interference on the defense.
Yeah, and they certainly haven't been happy with what they've seen so far, have they? They're certainly hoping that that call now might get the fans back into this one.
Looking left side, and it's complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A good pickup there at 22.
You know, partner, we talked to this young man earlier in the week, and he went on and on about how his experience backing up Derek Carr for the last 4 years put him in the position he's in now as a starter.
He sure did, because he went on and on about how Derek Carr is the definition of a true professional, and how despite year in and year out noise surrounding Derek Carr about whether he...
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, Charles, they had the comfortable lead, and now it's even more comfortable. Another score here in the fourth quarter to grow that lead.
But I think your initial reaction is surprise when you see a team piling it on this late in the blowout. But there are plenty of coaches who also think that if you pull up completely and stop trying to play the game, it shows disrespect to their opponent. So they don't want to embarrass them. They continue to let their players go for it.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. He's got a man, complete.
And he's going to get this down near the 25.
In a spot where most offenses would just be trying to get to the finish line and close this game out, they're still looking for points here in the final minute of this game. I think bonuses could be gained and attained with maybe more points.
They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early.
So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but the flag comes out for interference.
And now you're set up right on the doorstep of the goal line. 1 yard away changes what your play calls are going to be.
They'll run for it with Montgomery. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, when they said before the game that they were going to try and execute every second of this contest, I guess that was taken literally, because here they are in the final moments of the fourth, putting another touchdown on the board, Charles, to add to this big lead.
I'm not a big believer in 110%, but it certainly applies here, doesn't it? Because some guys just can't go with less. As long as there's time left on the clock, they're pushing to get to the end zone one more time. They don't really care about what the optics show. They just want to finish the game off.
Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for week one, and one of our early window games here in week one on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record. but everyone's got to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between week 1 and week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for Chicago, it's a fantastic start as they roll to a blowout victory here in the season opener. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for the 49ers, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Seattle Seahawks. That'll...
Well, chat, I'm going to get off. I'll be back. I will see y'all later.